Okay. I'm just sat here, watching the world go by. Now, I was asked in a comment earlier if indeed I was scared about living on my own. Well, the short answer is no, and a slightly longer answer would be, heck, I'm on my own. I've been on my own for the past 20 odd years, 18 of which I've spent here at Bealtaine Cottage, very happily, I may say. So, I've no issue with that, no. In fact, I've kind of grown used to it. I've grown used to being on my own and to living on my own and working on my own and relying on myself. And it's not a bad way to be. It really isn't. The short answer I gave in the comments in response was that I don't have time to be scared. I'm too busy. And then when I do get to the point where I'm ready for bed, I'm too tired. That's not a bad thing, is it? I was just sat here thinking, not really thinking of anything in particular, just enjoying the sounds of the trees and sort of meditating. I often do this. I get lost in the world around me. I get lost in the sounds of nature and that eternal pull of Mother Earth. I suppose it's another sign of living on one's own. You don't feel you have to say anything. You can just enjoy that beautiful sound of nature that washes over one. This is the little stream that flows from my spring well. The spring well is in the fairy wood. And as you can see, it flows all the year round. You can hear a cow lowing in the background. And the leaves on the trees are beginning to change colour. And that green swathe that the stream flows into is the old silt pond. If you have a map, you'll be able to tell exactly where that is. That's the path that I've walked along because I've been just pruning little bits of the path as I go. It's my morning walk, but I brought my sack of tours with me. So, I'm doing my 10,000 steps per day. Well, yesterday I only got up as far as 7 and it was about 6:30 and I sat down and I started doing some knitting and I thought, my eyelids are dropping, I can't keep awake. So I was in bed all tucked up by 7 o'clock. Yeah. So obviously the exercise is doing me good. The upped exercise. So it's tiring me out. And of course the evening time, you know, is a time when you'd normally sit in front of a screen or something or do knitting, as in my case, or whatever. And then you'd think, oh, I'll have a little snack. So that seems to have depressed, in a good way, my appetite. So I'm a bit out of breath because I've been down here doing all this pruning. I don't know if you can see. And I've done what I call the chop and drop. So I've just chopped and dropped everything onto the paths, and they will biodegrade down very quickly and, you know, add another bit of a layer to the path. Anyway, I'll continue my walking up here. So, what am I eating now? Well, again, I really had to come off the wheat, so I've done that. Yesterday I had a shake with various seeds and oats and things in it. A little bit of oat milk and some green powder, which you can get in the health food shops, and a banana. And that was a mighty big shake. I made it up mostly with water, spring water. And that did me for most of the day. And then later on I had a small meal based on potatoes, my cauldron of plenty meal, and yeah. So, now I've already clocked up. Let me just see, what time is it? I think it's about 10 o'clock or something like that. And I've already clocked up, as you can see, 1730. And that's just from gandering around the garden, you know. With my secateurs in hand, look, see? So I'm walking the full length of the driveway. I'll just turn you around so you can see. It's very much uphill. And this probably doesn't show it that well, but believe me, it's uphill. The birds are singing. This is a birch tree, this one with a whitish stem. And you can see the birch leaves are changing colour, and in actual fact they're dropping as well. So they would be about the first to drop. Would normally be the ash, but the ash is very sick all over Ireland. It's got the chalara, you know, which is ash dieback. Anyway, we'll keep going. So, my standing stone in there. Interestingly enough, when I was up at the Carrickeel, the Carrickeel court tomb, there were several stones, and a lot of them were that shape. Now this one was dug up here on the land, you know, when I had the pond put in, and there was a lot of cut stones dug up as well, which form the steps just over there by the arch. You just see the arch through the trees. So there was ancient habitation on this land, without a doubt. Oh, look at all the birdies. Now, I'm running out of bird food again. I put a lot down on the driveway for them, you see. So they get to feed in the morning. And I've also cut back some of this fuchsia. A lot of the birds are going into the fuchsia now, which is lovely. So, I'm busy again today. I've got to go into town, go to the Garda station. Yeah, you'd think I'm in trouble. Most of my well-wishers would be saying, "No, Colette, no, hopefully you're not in trouble." And there'd be the odd few who said, finally she's arrested. Neither of which is true, actually. I'm bringing a copy of my passport application in with my photograph to get it signed by the guards. And they're going to say, "Yep, this is her. That's her photograph, that's her mug." So, yeah, I've got to do that, and then I'm going to hopefully get some of those beautiful bulbs and corms potted up today. Yeah, oh, well, I'll just show you what else I've been doing here because it's quite interesting. Done a little bit of topiary. You can see there on my little tree. And I've left this one little bit emerging from the top, and that's going to form the next layer. Now, to be honest, I haven't got a clue how this is done. I'm just going on what I would call a good dollop of common sense. So, be I right or be I wrong? I'll soon find out, won't I? But I mean, so far so good, because that would have been one of the original trees there. You can see how it looks. They grow pretty fast, and then that was in a pot, and then I put it, I shaped it, and then when it got too big for the pot, I just popped it in here, really. Or more of a kind of a plopped it in there, you know, and put a wee bit of compost around it, because as you all know, these are my rustic beds, and they're basically just made straight onto gravel. I didn't dig out any gravel, I just spread a wee bit of compost on the top. They're very successful. Again, don't ask me how. I suppose it's because I expect them to be successful. They're planted with a good slap of expectation on them, you know. And so they seem to grow. And before I leave you, because this is, oh my goodness, this is running into over 7.5 minutes, this little video alone. Here's my little gable garden, and you can see all the pots have done so well. And look at this beautiful hazel tree growing in that pot. I mean, that's come on in leaps and bounds. And before I forget, let me just put those glasses there. I've got to show you what I've got in my pocket here. What I've got in my pocket. And these are just some of them, okay? Hazelnuts. Right? Just from one little hazel tree that I happened to be passing in the lower woodland. Masses of hazelnuts. So I must go round and pick up some of the plunder before those little red squirrels get their feisty little mitts on them, because I think there's plenty here for the squirrels and for me. Though try explaining that to them. Blessings to you all. Have a lovely day. So this was Bealtaine Cottage at the very beginning in 2004. This was the lane leading up to the cottage, as you can see. And this was the view from the front door. Well, it's a different view now.